Hi there guys, I'm just doing a really quick review to tell you a bit about the Strength of TCM workbook. I don't know if you've seen it, but I really love Kenton Sefcik. He has a whole podcast, which is fantastic. He also has lots of videos on YouTube. I'm going to link to his channel. If you are learning acupuncture, then I really recommend getting this. It's very, very well written and it's very, very precise, which is so nice because often, in my experience, when I'm going on courses, you get handouts and there's it's all in Chinglish, there's sort of really bad typos, spelling mistakes, errors, just a lot of basic things are wrong. I even got a little note. It did take ages to ship from Canada. It took, I don't know, 6 or 7 weeks to the UK. I even got a note from Kenton himself, but it's really well structured and very, very clear. So the thing I like is it's got a lot of reference points that aren't easy to find. Like it starts with all the regular points, but then it also goes into the names of the extra non-standard points that are often used and not easy to find or reference everywhere. He also summarizes lots of things in a very succinct way. He has a lot of treatment protocols at the end. And he also explains things very, very well. So I love it. The only thing I would say is it's all in black and white. There's no pretty pictures, there's no colors, there's no diagrams, but it's key. It's really, really on point. And I think either on its own or with the podcast or the videos, it's really helpful. I'm finding his style of teaching is really good. His sort of philosophy is to repeat himself over and over so that you're almost like hypnotized and all the information that goes into your brain becomes second nature. So I'm really enjoying it. I haven't had as much time as I would have liked to, just busy with the baby and being pregnant and all those things. But yeah, I think it was around $45 US. I'm just going to flip the camera around and give you a little idea of what it looks like, because I think that's helpful, just so you can see. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me doing this. Let me just flip the camera around. Okay, it's not letting me do that. Okay, so this is what the book looks like. It's got an introduction, a whole host of references, but it's really good. It tells you a bit about him, why he's written this, who he is, how he got into TCM, and it really is the basics. So it's a very, very direct and slimline version of things, but I'll just give you an example here. It's got like descriptions of the points and what they do and where they're going and tables, and like this is the Chinese clock. Like for me, I think, and he goes through this as well in number 2 of the podcast, he goes through it really well. So he's like liver, lung, large intestine, stomach. You know, this is the time clock, and for me visually, I'm a visual person, so a clock would have been better, but you could probably learn this best drawing your own clock and adding that in there. But he's got a description of all the pairings. Interestingly, in the school that I study in, we consider heart and kidney to be the deepest level, but that's just a sort of slight difference. But anyway, he's got all the relationships. It's really, really awesomely great to have everything that's written out really, really correctly, because sometimes you look at these things and it's quite confusing. Sometimes people get stuff wrong. So he's got all the entry exit points and command points, like here, for example, like head and face, Li4. So Hegu is the command point for the face. I use Lingu because they're very similar, or people, you know, but yeah, it's really great. This, I mean, for example, like in facial acupuncture, which is my sort of thing, there's a lot like yin tang, yu yao, tai yang. They're all points Dan, such a great point. I mean, you can't even necessarily, it's not even easy to find or know what these names are or where to find them. And I love that he's got the pinyin, because it's good to know the pinyin. And I think while it's good to know the numbers, it's also really good to know the Chinese name. It gives you sometimes a better understanding of the point. Not always, but yeah. And he's got like the most important points as well. So it's really like a signpost of the most important points. Like, for example, like, or just kidney, he's showing you what the most important points are. It's really cool. He's got a lot of points he discusses I'm just going to go through one so you can understand and see a bit what he's talking about. So like B syndrome, here's a great example. Like, okay, here's treatment of the internal diseases, right? And he'll like explain B syndrome means obstacle or obstruction, and he gives you some, like the saying, like obstruction then pain, or open no pain. Yeah, it's so awesome. He also gives you the Western medical conditions that this relates to, which I find really useful. Bursitis, yeah. My father-in-law's got that at the minute. So he'll just give you some like ideas of what maybe the causes, and the different diagnosis, different treatment principles. It's just really awesome like that. I mean, like, you can't really, I'm just giving you a sampler just to understand, but you get awesome points, which is just really great to build on your knowledge and very supportive of your learning. So I'm really loving this. I'm really recommending it. It's obviously available on his website. It's The Strength of TCM. Sign up to the podcasts and get involved. It's really been brilliant, worth every penny. I highly recommend it. Take it easy and please subscribe.